How's it going, guys? For today's video, we're going to talk about fan-made Marvel snack cards. These cards have been made by me, and I think they'll be a good asset to the game. But I hope all your guys' days have been good, and I'll go through the cards I've made and explain what would be the best situation to use them if they are put into the game. Alright, the first card we have here is, if I mispronounce them, I'm so sorry. Marvel names are sometimes very hard to pronounce. Annihilus. This card will go to energy cheaper each round if you're losing one location. So roughly around round 5, this card would be amazing because it's 0 for 15 power. This card is, I definitely would probably be the most used for everyone to use for a deck. I can see that some people could say this is overpowered, but I honestly think it could be a balanced card. So we got Red Skull that is 15 power also, but he gives you 1 plus power for most of your cards. But for this one, you have to basically keep playing, and it could be an easy counter because you got like cards like Shang-Chi that can easily take it out. So yes, it's a good card to play, but it also can be quite easy to stop if it comes to this scenario. Next card we have is Anti-Venom. It's a reveal card. When this card is played, it will pull any symbiote to it, including opponents keeping the same power level for them. This can be quite nice, especially when a lot of people are having destroyer decks and they're coming up with Venom, the Deadpool destroying decks with Carnage, Venom, all that sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure they obviously are going to bring another symbiote card into Marvel Snap. And honestly, I thought this would be more interesting. Something new to the game. It makes people think, oh, would it be the smart idea to play my Venom, just in case they have anti-Venom? And it's a risk they have to take. To be fair, it's a 1 power card, and it's 4 energy. So it could be quite expensive and something you seem like not really worth to play. On this, definitely one of the most expensive symbiote cards. It's more of a maybe, probably a 5 out of 10 stars that would probably get played on it. The card we did before, I would say 10 out of 10. A lot of people are going to play that card 100%. But with this anti-Venom card, I can definitely see some people playing it for bait decks. Especially if someone plays a Cosmo to stop you from using your Carnage or Venom. You can use this to pull it to a different location, which would help. Which will be also nice because they won't be able to use their abilities if you pull it over to them. So your anti-Venom or Venom or Carnage won't get destroyed by the other symbiote. Next card we are looking at is Bullseye. This one I actually love. I would love to play this card, especially in my bait deck. It's an ongoing card. Each card that's destroyed adds +1 to his power. This would be really good card to play with Death and Quicksilver, to be honest. Especially since it's a 3 energy card. That would work amazing with the Quicksilver deck, especially my Quicksilver deck with Death, because you could play Squirrel Girl, and then you can go with Debris, the rocks, and then when you go Killmonger, no, actually you would go with Squirrel Girl and then Debris, and then you play Bullseye, and then you play Killmonger. And with Killmonger destroying all those cards, that would make your bullseye super high up for power, and then also help you lower the energy for death to play her. So this card, I actually like this card out of all the ones that I've made, and I really think this would be a good card to add into the game. They might tweak it a little bit to make it not super broken, because this seems like another card a lot of people are going to play. But besides that, I think I would rate this as 7 or 8 out of 10 stars. I do see a lot of people going to probably play this card when it comes to Silver Surfer decks, Thor decks, possibly a Death deck, Apocalypse deck with Ghost Rider. This could be, honestly, if this card is added to the game, well, I could see a lot of people bringing Enchantress to take away all the power that he gets from cards being destroyed. Next card we are going to look at is Callisto. This Callisto is like the opposite of Dr. Ock in this, but in my opinion, I feel like this is way better and a lot of people actually play it. I don't see that much people playing Doc Ock. I don't think Doc Ock, in my opinion, is a good card, but with this card, I could see myself playing it a lot. It's a reveal card. When played, she pulls 4 cards from your opponent's decks that haven't been played yet into your hand. I definitely would see a lot of people playing this card in a collector deck, because if you play this, get 4 cards, and that would add plus, I think collector is +1 for each card that's added into your thing. So you add this and you get +4 to that, just for being a 5 elixir card, and it is 5 power too, so that is quite high also. It's half of Doc Ock. I definitely would probably see more of it being a collector deck. Be into it. Daredevil, and then Devil Dinosaur, and then you got Moon Girl. So this definitely could be a very nice nice card to have in your collector deck. Even you can also, it sounds like you could take 4 cards away from your opponent, and you can use them. So that could be nice. Like, let's say if you had a lot of Hulks and you pulled Shang-Chi away from them, they can't use Hulks when you place everything down for gamma radiation location. So that would be quite nice to have this card you put into the game, especially for my collector deck. I'm not very great at collector decks, but if this card was added, I definitely would throw it into my collector deck. The card we are looking at is Dormammu. It's a reveal card also. When this card is played, it destroys all your cards on the board. Each card he destroys will be +1 energy to play next turn. It's a 4 energy card. That is a little bit on the iffy side, because when it comes to round 4, you don't really have that much cards placed on the board unless you're doing a Kazar deck with Ultron. But this, I could see it being good, along the fact that if you're doing 1 cards and you're just getting them out of the way and they're not really an important aspect into your deck, you can pick this out. Like, let's say if you played Ant-Man, played Sunspot. No, you wouldn't play Sunspot, that wouldn't make sense. You played Yondu, let's say Blade, and then another 1 cost card or a 2 cost card, or even a 3 cost card. You get about probably 5 to 6 energy to play next round, which will be nice, because then you can use your 6 energy, like high power cards, like say Hulk, for example. You could play Hulk on turn 5 instead of turn 6, which will be super nice to have, because you don't have to wait to play Wave or Jubilee or any of that sort of stuff. With this, you're basically getting Hulk for free to be placed onto the board. So I can see Dormammu would be an interesting card to have. But I would say it's more of 5 or 6 stars for me. I don't really see myself using this card a lot in a deck if it does come into the game, but it is quite an interesting card. Next card we are looking at is Kane the Conqueror. I've seen a lot of people basically putting their own ideas for this. It was more of a time travel aspect, like if you mess up you can put the cards back into the deck. I don't really see how they would be able to do that. I wouldn't really enjoy the game if that was the situation they're going to go for. But what I did for King the Conqueror, I think this might more work into the game if it came. It's a reveal card. The card will take all the power in the location he was played at, copying it to himself, then teleports to a new location that you're losing. So it's like Captain Marvel, but you're copying the cards, how much power you have at that location, and teleports to the losing side, like what Captain Marvel does, except of course he's copying the power. It does make sense why it's a 6 energy card and it's 0. It's definitely would be the last card to play. This card could be really good to play for fun aspects. For this one, I would say a 9 out of 10 stars for this. I definitely would play this card, and I think it would, for me, it would be pretty fun to play it. I would actually have fun in Marvel Staff if I was going to put this card in the deck. And I know most other card creators that play this, Molt, Phoenix, they definitely probably enjoy it too, because then they can make a cool video. They got cool ideas for it. It's like a Taskmaster, but it teleports to a losing location. I could see this being quite fun to play. Next card we are looking at is Miss Marvel. She's also a reveal card. When played, she destroys 2 random 3 power cards for your side and opponent's side. For this one, it's a 4 energy card for 3. I don't really see that much people playing this card. It's a good counter against Silver Surfer decks, but for this little basic scenario, I don't think I want my own cards to be destroyed. I guess you could play Armor to protect your cards, but for this, I don't think I would be quite comfortable to play this card to lose my 3 cards, to lose power basically. For this one, I would say it's probably 4 stars out of 10. I definitely see it could work for some people. More the fact that if you probably played Bullseye with this, but that could be a scenario that could be taking a high chance trying not to get your Bullseye destroyed. So I don't know. I don't think there's any free free energy cards that if you destroy them, they come back. Yeah, I think that's only 2. So yeah, this one could be an interesting one. I don't really see a lot of people gonna be probably playing this card, but I definitely probably play it once or twice. So the card we are looking at is Purple Man. It's also a reveal card. When played, he blocks any reveal or ongoing abilities on the same location as him for the player and the opponent. This card is quite expensive, first being such a low power, 5 energy for 2 power. This one is definitely, I could see why it's 5 energy. It seems quite broken. For Leech, it's like a Leech basically. You're losing the abilities, but it's for the cards that are played at the same location as him. He is quite, I would say, hard card to play, because you're also losing your abilities as your own cards too at the same location. It's probably more the fact that you probably have to... Yeah, I don't know about this one. I would probably say it's a 4 out of 10 stars for this one. I don't think it would be a card everyone will play, but when you look at it, it's like, oh, reveal and ongoing abilities. They are not going to be able to have it. But you gotta remember, it's for your cards also. So if you could find a way around it, it could be a good deck. Good card to have in your deck. I would say more of the fact, like, if we're doing a Kazar deck with Ultron, again, I'm taking that example, this card could be a very good counter for it. I definitely, like I said from last card, from Mrs. Marvel, on this one, I would say I'd probably play it once or twice and never touch it again. But I could see a lot of people, a lot of other people figuring out a way to go around it and making it work. So the next card we're gonna look at is Pyro. I did show this card to someone else. I showed it to Molt. Thought it was interesting. I also I think it's quite interesting too. It's a reveal card. When he's played, he turns the location he's played at into a fiery pit, allowing no cards to be played for future rounds at that location. This card could be a good replacement for Storm or Rhino for your Silver Surfer deck, since it's a 3 energy card, it's 3 power. The only issue about it is, for like an example, Storm, if you play her, you can still play one more card or any other card there for next round, and then it gets flooded. For this one, you're playing it, and the next round you can't play any more cards there. So I guess it is like Storm. What am I talking about? it is like Storm. But I could see it definitely working if you played a couple cards in location, then you played there. Your opponent can't play a card there, so it's definitely a good card. It's definitely a good card to have in your Silver Surfer deck. I would say this would probably be 8 or 9 stars out of 10. This is definitely a good card to have in your deck, and I definitely will play it more than once, especially in my Silver Surfer deck, or if I'm probably a bait deck or anything like that, I definitely will go for. The final card we are looking at is Scourge, the Executioner. This one's an ongoing card. If a card is about to be destroyed on your side, Scourge will teleport it at a different location. So this could be a good card to have, but also can be quite risky. That's like, for example, Fisk Tower for a location. He teleports it to save your card. You could teleport it there and still get it destroyed. So it's a very risky card to have. It's a 4 energy card and 5 power. I do like the power being higher than the energy, but there's no way for you to stop it with a Killmonger. I guess it's more if you were going to play Deathlock. If you had no other card to play and you need to play Deathlock, it would teleport it away. But the issue too is if you're about to play Carnage, let's say on Wolverine and Nova, could be a chance Scourge the Executioner will try to save him. Because let's say if you're trying to save Venom or Carnage for last, to save that power up, to go with a Taskmaster to get high power on it, and you played Scourge the Executioner on round 4, this card could prevent you from doing that sort of thing. So in that scenario, I would say this would be, my opinion, 6 or 7 stars out of 10. I could see it working with decks and possibly saving your cards from bad locations or anything like that, like Death Domain or anything like that. but it's also quite risky. I definitely would possibly play it once or twice, like most cards I mentioned here, but out of all the cards we looked at, there's only about one card I would say would be amazing to have, and that would be Nihilus. A Nihilus is so good. You're taking this card will go 2 energy cheaper each round if you're losing one location. True. If you want to do this, you gotta lose a location, which is not quite hard to do. So you're basically getting this card for free. Out of all the cards that we've looked at, this definitely is the best card to have. 100%. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. I am happy that you looked at my cards. Comment down below for the card ideas, which card you would like to have in your deck out of these cards, and definitely choose the strongest one that you think would be the best to have and the weakest one. I would love to know. I hope you guys are all having a good day and future and a happy new year and all that sort of stuff. And I hope you had a great Christmas. I wish you all the best. See you later.